I think most of us in the Premiership have had suspicions for a while that there's something not quite right, because you've just got to look at the amount of top quality players in the squad. You know, I mean, you look. I mean, I think they had 20 players away at the World Cup. Well, it speaks for itself, doesn't it?
What people need to understand is when you read the salary cap rules themselves, some of the very first fundamental principles are this is in place to create a level and fair playing field within this competition. So if one of the fundamental principles is you shouldn't really be looking to do things outside of the salary cap, because the principle is that we are all spending approximately the same money. If your first statement is, but it's okay, we can spend more money because we're not breaking the actual wording of the rules, you're kind of just riding slipshod over the very principle of what they're there for. And I think really that's what probably has annoyed most people outside of Saracens, and particularly I know has annoyed Tony.
For the good of the game, there's got to be some sort of checks and balances put in place. And you know, these people are experienced people who've put this sanction in place. So there's no smoke without fire, as they say up here.
I don't see any. What is the reason of having a salary cap if the whole point of it is not that everyone should be working within it and trying to work within it and expecting everybody else to work within it? If all 12 clubs, whenever they look at the salary cap, all they're trying to do is hire lawyers to read every minutiae of it to try and find ways of making payments outside it, why would we even have one?
It's not the players, and I think that's what people need to remember. As players, you don't know what X, Y and Z's on or what he earns, and that you get offered a contract, you sign your contract. If you like that figure and you like the club and whatever else, it's probably higher up in the organisation.
If I put my commercial hat on now, then yes, I mean commercially, I'm sure we would be in a totally different position today if we were triple champions of England, but we're not. And maybe I will take legal advice on that.
It's going to have huge impacts, I think, for a sport which we claim to be greener than other sports, and we tend to often look down on other sports as whether it's rugby players or fans, and say we're kind of better than football, or we don't do what cycling do or baseball do or athletics do. But unfortunately, we're exactly the same now. We've been found to cheat. We've been found that our most successful team in English history has cheated.